Sweet children, you accumulate an income on the pilgrimage of remembrance. From being in debt, you go into credit and become masters of the world. What is the meaning of the company of truth takes your boat across, the company of falsehood sinks your boat? Is it correct, Murli? Hmm. So when you children receive the company of the truth, that is the Father's company, your stage ascends. The company of Ravan is bad company. When you take the company of Ravan, you fall, that is, he sinks your boat. Whereas the Father takes you across. It is the wonder of the Father that by giving you his company, you experience liberation and liberation in life in a second. This is why he is also called the magician. Om Shanti. You children were sitting in remembrance. This is called pilgrimage of remembrance. Om Shanti. You children were sitting in remembrance. This is called pilgrimage of remembrance. The Father says, do not use the word yog. Remember the Father. He is the Father of souls, the Supreme Father and the Purifier. You only have to remember that Purifier. Father says, renounce all your bodily relations and remember the one Father. It is said that when you die, the world is dead for you. Do not remember your body relation to see or the bodies you see. Only remember the one Father, and your sins will be burnt away. You have been sinful souls for many births. This is a world of sinful souls. The golden age is a world of charitable souls. How can you now cut away all your sins and accumulate charity? Only by having remembrance of the Father will that be accumulated. The mind and intellect are in the soul. Therefore, you souls have to remember Baba with your intellect. The Father says, forget everyone else. All your friends and relatives, they all cause each other sorrow. The first sin they commit is that they use the sword of lust. What is the second sin they commit? The Father who grants everyone salvation. The one who gives you children unlimited happiness, that is the one who makes you into master of heaven. They call him omnipresent. So how much pity on our state, The Father, how can Father be omnipresent? Father is in my heart. That doesn't mean we can say he is omnipresent. And it is not even children mistake. The Maya make everyone intellect, stone intellect. This is school and you have come here in order to study. Lakshmi and Narayan are your aim and objective. No one else can say this. You know that you now have to become pure and become masters of the pure world. It was exactly 5,000 years ago when we became the masters of the world. The deities were the masters of the world. It is such a high status. Surely it was Father who made you become like that. The Father is called the Supreme Soul. His original name is Shiv. Later they give him many names. For example, there is temple in Bombay to the Lord of Thorns, Babulnath. That is, he is the one who changes the forest of thorns into garden of flowers. In fact, he only has one real name, Shiv. Even when he enters this one, his name is still Shiv. You must not remember this Brahma. He is the bodily being. You have to remember the bodiless one. You souls have become impure. You have to be purified. It is said, great soul, sinful soul, great supreme soul is never said. No one else can call himself the supreme soul or Ishwar. It is said that a great soul is a pure soul. Thank you, Baba. Your teaching and you are giving me everything in experiment, practical way. And that's why practical knowledge. Thank you so much. Sannyasis renounce everything. This is why they are called pure souls. The Father has explained that they to take rebirth, bodily beings definitely have to take rebirth. They take birth through vice, and then when they grow older, they take up renunciation. Deities do not do that. They are ever pure. The Father is not changing you from devils into deities. It is by imbibing divine virtues that you will become those who belong to the deity community. The deity community lives in the golden age, whereas the devilish community lives in the iron age. It is now the confluence age. You have now found the Father. He says you definitely now have to belong to the deity community once again. You have come here in order to belong to deity community. Those of the deity community have limitless happiness. This world is called violent. Deities are non-violent. The Father says, sweetest spiritual children, remember the Father. All of your gurus are also bodily beings. You souls now have to remember the Father, the Supreme Soul. You will receive happiness when you become charitable souls. You become sinful souls while taking 84 births. You are now accumulating charity. You finish committing sins with the power of yoga. It is by going on this pilgrimage of remembrance that you become the masters of the world. You certainly were the masters of the world. Where did you go then? The Father tells you this as well. You took 84 birth and became part of the Sun dynasty and then the Moon dynasty. It is said that God gives the fruit of your devotion. No bodily being can be called God. He is incorporeal, Shiv. People celebrate the birth of Shiv, and so he must surely have come. However, he says, I do not take birth in the way that you do. I have to take a body on loan. I do not have a body of my own. If I did, it would have a name. The name Brahma belongs to this one. It was then this one took up renunciation that he was given the name Brahma. You are Brahma Kumar and Kumaris. Otherwise, where did Brahma come from? Brahma is son of Shiv. Shiv Baba enters his son Brahma and gives you this knowledge. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shankar are his children. All the children of the incorporeal Father are also incorporeal. Souls come down and adopt bodies to play their parts. The Father says, I come in order to purify the impure. I take this body on loan. It is God Shiv who speaks. Sri Krishna cannot be called God. There is only the one God. The praise of Sri Krishna is totally separate. The first number deities are Radha and Krishna, and after their marriage, then become Lakshmi and Narayan. However, no one knows this. No one knows about Radha and Krishna or where they go. Radha and Krishna become Lakshmi and Narayan after their marriage. Each is a child of a separate emperor. There is no trace of impurity there because Ravan, in the form of vice, does not exist there. It is the kingdom of Ram. Now the Father says to you, souls, remember me and your sins will be cut away. You were Satopradhan and you have now become Tamopradhan. You have gone into loss and so you now have to accumulate. God is also called the businessman. Very few are able to do business with him. He's he's also called magician. And how nice, no? We are in that very few. Very few are able to do business with him. He wonders. The wonder he performs is he grants salvation to the whole world. He grants everyone liberation in life. This is an act magic. Human beings cannot grant salvations to human beings. You have been doing devotions for 63 births, more than us. No one did devotion. But now seeing us, everyone think that they have no interest in devotion. But how nice we can feel that we are the one who had did highest devotion. Did anyone receive salvation? One second. Om Shanti Bhaiji, I am not this. So, did anyone receive salvation by doing devotion? Was there anyone who could grant salvation? It was not possible. Not a single one was able to return home. Only the unlimited Father comes and take everyone back home. So very few of you rule there. All of the rest soul will go into liberation where you go into liberation in life. So very few will be there and we will be in that very few. The cycle continues to turn. You souls have now been shown the cycle of the world, the creator and the beginning, middle, and end of creation. It is you who become Narayan from ordinary human being through this knowledge. How big thing, no? No one can believe. Once the kingdom of deity has been established, there will no need of this knowledge. God gives you devotees, the fruit of your devotion, which is happiness for half a cycle. Then sorrow begins in the kingdom of Ravan. You gradually continue to come down the ladder. When you are in golden age, you have to come down the ladder with each day and that passes. You become 16 celestial degree full and then continue to come down the ladder. As each second ticks away, you continue to come down. Time continues to pass and this is where you have reached. There too time will continue to pass in the same way. We climb up ladder instantly, then we climb down the ladder as slowly as a louse. The Father says, I am the one who grants salvation to everyone. Human beings cannot grant salvation to human beings because they are born through vice and are therefore impure. In fact, only Sri Krishna can be called a true Mahatma, a great soul. Those Mahatma here take birth through vice and then take up renunciation, whereas there they are deities, and deities are always pure. They don't have any vices in them. That world is called viceless world, whereas this world is called vicious world, where there is no purity. Their behavior is very bad. The behavior of deities is very good. Everyone says namaste to them. Their characters are very good, which is why impure human beings bow their heads in front of the pure deity idols. There is now so much fighting and quarreling right now. There is a great deal of chaos. There's not even enough space for people to live in now. They want to reduce the population, but the task belongs to the Father alone. There are very few human beings in the Golden Age. All the bodies will be burnt, and all the souls will return to their sweet home. Everyone definitely experience punishment. Number wise, those who make full effort and become beads of the rosary of victory are liberated from punishment. The rosary is not only of one. The one who made them like that is represented by the flower. Then there is a dual bead which represents the household path. The rosary is of couples. There is no rosary of singles. So there is somebody already, right? For us also, we also for Brahma and Saraswati. So every soul, whether we become Narayan or we become Lakshmi, every soul is coupled there. So there is no rosary of sannyasi because it is path of grihast jivan, path of what the word Baba used? Household path. They belong to the path of isolation. That's why there is no rosary of sannyasi. They cannot give this knowledge to those on household path. Their renunciation for being becoming pure is limited. They are Hat yogis, whereas this is Raj Yoga. The Father is teaching you Raj Yoga to enable you to claim a kingdom. The Father comes every 5,000 years. You rule in happiness for half a cycle, and you then gradually become unhappy in the kingdom of Ravan. This is called a play of happiness and sorrow. You Pandavas are made victorious. You are now guides. You lead others on the pilgrimage of returning home. Human beings have been going on those pilgrimages for birth after birth. Your pilgrimage is now that of returning home. The Father comes and shows everyone the path to liberation in life. You will go into liberation in life, and all the rest will go into liberation. After the cries of distress, there will be cries of victory. It is now the end of the Iron Age. Many calamities are to come. At that time, you will not be able to stay on pilgrimage of remembrance because there will be a great deal of chaos. Therefore, the Father says, continue to increase your pilgrimage of remembrance now so that your sins can be burnt away and you can accumulate for yourself. At least become Satapradhan. The Father says, I come at the auspicious conference age of every side. This is a very small age of Brahmins. The top knot is the symbol of you Brahmins. You become Brahmin, deity, warrior, merchant, and then Shudras. This cycle continues to turn. The clan of you Brahmin is very small. The Father comes during this short age to teach you. You are his children and his student as well as his followers. You all belong to the One. There is no human being who could be the father or the teacher to give you these teachings, to give you this knowledge of beginning, middle, and end of the world, or the one who takes you back with him. There cannot be such a human being. You now understand these aspects. Initially, in the Golden Age, the tree is very small. Everyone else will have gone to the land of peace. The Father is called the bestower of salvation for all. They call out to the Father, O purifier, Baba, come. On the other hand, they say that God is in the pebbles and stones and in the cats and dogs. They insult the unlimited Father. They defame the Father, the one who makes them into the master of the world. This is being influenced by the bad company of the Ravan. The company of the truth takes you boat across, and the company of falsehood makes your boat sink. You begin to fall when the kingdom of Ravan begins. The Father comes and make your stage ascent. The Father comes and changes you from human beings into deities. Therefore, there is benefit for everyone. Almost everyone is now here, and all of those who still remain up there will continue to come down until all the souls who are still in the incorporeal world have come down. You will continue to pass your examinations number-wise. This is called a spiritual college. The spiritual father comes to teach you spiritual children. Then, when the kingdom of Ravan comes, you change your bodies and become impure kings and begin to bow your head in front of the pure deity idols. It is souls that become pure and impure. When souls are impure, they receive impure bodies. When alloy is mixed into pure gold, the ornament made from that also has alloy. Now, how can that alloy be removed from souls? The fire of yoga is needed through which your sins can be absolved. This alloy of silver, copper, and iron have been mixed into souls. Souls were real gold, they have now become artificial. How can that alloy be removed? This is fire of yoga. You are sitting on the pyre of yoga. Previously, you were sitting on the pyre of lust. The Father sits you on the pyre of this knowledge. No one other than Father, the ocean of knowledge, can seat you on the pyre of this knowledge. Human beings continue to perform a great deal of worship on the path of devotion, but they don't know any of those they worship. You have now come to know them. When you all become deities, every aspect of worshipping ends. The path of devotion begins when the kingdom of Ravan begins. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from Mother, Father, and Bap Dada. The spiritual father says, Namaste to you, spiritual children. From we, spiritual children, also, love, remembrance, and good morning from to Mother, Father, and Bap Dada. Namaste, Baba, Namaste. Shukriya, Baba, Shukriya. Essence Padhana. In order to be freed from punishment, make effort to become a bead of rosary of victory. Become a spiritual guide and lead everyone on the pilgrimage to the land of peace. Become free from all sins by gradually increasing your pilgrimage of remembrance. Make your soul the real gold with the fire of yoga and become Sato Pradhan. Blessing. May you be an intense effort maker and remain constantly ever ready by considering every moment to be your final moment. There's no guarantee about your final moment, and so you must consider every moment to be your final moment and remain ever ready. To be ever ready means to be an intense effort maker. Do you think that destruction will still take some time, that you will be ready by then? No, every moment can be the final moment, and so when you remain constantly free from attachment, free from sinful and wasteful thoughts, you will then be said to be ever ready, no matter what task still remains. Let your stage remain constantly beyond, and whatever happens will then be good. Our stage should be constantly beyond, not in the logic. Being in logic, the intellect should be combined there, that at any time can be our last moment. Slogan: to take the law into your hand is to have trace of anger. Sometimes we judge anyone, right or wrong, that is taking law in our hand. Because to judge is the work of judge, and judge is Supreme Father. So we should never take the judgment for our own karma so that we can do the proper karma, but not the judge of others, not to take the law in our hand to punish them or to react. Any kind of reaction we give, we think it is proper to their act, but that is taking law in our hand, and that taking law in our hand is to have a trace of anger. Thank you, Baba. Thank you. Shukriya, Baba. Om Shanti. And today's thought: the language of the eyes would be the language of thoughts. The language of the eyes would be the language of the thought. The power of your thought work at much faster speed than the sound of your words. This is why you must make the power of your thoughts elevated. So clean that there is nothing unclean or wasteful in them. This is known as having clear light. No waste thought, only elevated thought, no unclean or dirty thought. You will experience the success of many tasks being accomplished successfully with this power of thought. I think this need every hour record whether this hour I had a good powerful thought or not, because it's not coming by having calculation just at the end. So to be an intense effort maker, to be have our every second successful, every second having elevated thought, we have to be watchful for every hour. Otherwise, half day goes and then we will know that okay, I was into many ways thoughts. So it is not through your words or any other physical means that you experience total success in transforming souls or the sanskar of the souls who come into contact with you. It is with the power of thought that all of their hope will be fulfilled totally and successfully as though they have already happened. So power of thought is so high. Every day we are realizing how important it is to accumulate the power in our thoughts. Om Shanti, Om Shanti.